Hi guys, Wayne's Butler here. Apparently I got to do another take. I guess I talk too much. Looks like we got a lot of questions here. I'm going to try and break this down into a two-parter, maybe a three-parter if some more questions come in after I do this video. This is my laptop here that I communicate with you guys on YouTube and on Skype. I know it's just a little notebook. Thing happening here, when I send PMs, you'll notice that my cap locks button's almost always on. It's a little easier on my eyes, guys. As you can see, the screen's pretty small. It doesn't mean I'm yelling at you. So we get into the first one here, Dinolas, one of my favorites, one of the very first videos that I'd seen on YouTube. He's the one that kind of got me started in the whole, Hot Toys thing. And he talks about, yes, I do hope the Piers is like the DX02. I don't want a panel on the back of the head. So thanks, buddy, for that and for your support. And then we get into my boy Chap316. I watch all of his videos. I know he does collect some Hot Toys, but I get a thrill out of watching his videos. He's quite funny. And he talks about if he wanted to get a character made by Hot Toys, what would it be? Well, I mean, the only way I can answer this, guys, and I'm not really taking the easy way out of answering this, because you'll notice that it does kind of bleed into Clipper King's questions here that are coming up next. But I'd like to see a Tony Manero. Now, I don't think Hot Toys would do a Tony Manero. That's something that Enterbay would probably do. It'd be nice to see a DX, with the light up stand and everything. And then the question two, would you like to see an Adam West Batman? Well, no, not really. I'm not particularly feeling that particular figure as far as something in 1/6 scale. I mean, I do have the Blu-ray here, and I do watch the movie. It does take me back to my childhood, so I do enjoy watching it. And any plans for future dials? Well, absolutely. I'm with a bit of that disaster from my showcase. It kind of put me in a rock and a hard place here. And money too is a big factor, because it does cost a lot of money to build dials, but I do want to build a showcase and a diorama that goes in it, for that corner scale Enterbay when it comes up. And then we get into Clipper King's question here, my boy Rick. He has 3 questions and said, if you're going to kit bash a figure from parts available, what would it be? Now, this is like what I said earlier here. I'd like to see Tony Manero. I think you could, Tony Manero. I think you could probably take the suit from Tony Montana, the white suit, with a decent John Travolta head sculpt, and you could probably kit bash a Tony Manero figure. I love Saturday Night Fever. Huge roller skating fan back in the 70s. Used to love to roller skate to the soundtrack. I used to love roller skating all over the place. I was more of a poser than I was a roller skater. I used to stand around trying to pick up the ladies. I was a little bit of a hair nut. I didn't want to mess my hair up, so unfortunately I've been cursed with the follicle gods. But anyways, we get into the third question, favorite thing about YouTube community. Well, actually, an easy question to answer. Actually, my most favorite thing is meeting new people from all over the world. I'm from a small town in northern Ontario, 500 people, so I wasn't really exposed to, lots of people and technology and stuff. And with Skype and everything being free, it's just, it becomes overwhelming at times. And then we get into one of my favorite questions here. Looking forward to answering this one. From Frenzy and Lazy Beak. Laser Beak. Sorry if I didn't get that right. What is the line between collecting and hoarding collectibles? Good question. Now, the best way I can get my head around this is to kind of apply it to my own life. Now, I lived with my girlfriend here in this house for 10 years. She was a recovering alcoholic, and I used to go to a lot of AA meetings with her to support her. And, to kind of steal a credo from them and rearrange the words a little bit to kind of fit this question. Now, their main credo was, if your life becomes unmanageable, in this case, due to collecting, you clearly have a drinking issue, or in this case, a collecting issue. And then to get into the second part is the definition about space or number. Very good second part question, because I actually asked exactly this question when I went to one of the A meetings for the first time. I said, does it have to do with the amount of alcohol a person consumes? Does that make them an alcoholic? And the person said no. It comes down to that credo. When your life becomes unmanageable due to alcohol, you know, you clearly have a problem. You know, especially when it comes down to, you know, you don't have enough time and money left for your family. You know, you can't put clothes on your kids' back or food on the table, and your life is, you know, consumed with this, then, you know, it's definitely a problem that you probably need to address. But I'm not a doctor, so I can't answer that. Only the person and the family of the person can answer that. And then we get into my boy Master Replica guy. If you did a Star Wars dial, what would it be of and why? Well, I've always loved the Death Star under construction. That would be a very hard dial to do. It could be done. I mean, people can do it. You can build anything. You know, all you need is time, and the big thing is money. I just love it, Alan, because of the detail that you could recreate, if you could recreate it. And then we get into my boy, Big Teddy Bear Goldie Rezzo. How many figures do you want to collect before you stop? Well, the way I kind of look at it today, tomorrow could change, but when Dark Knight Rises figures are exhausted, I like to think that would be when my collecting is going to be down to a slow trickle. Although I think we're always going to see Batman figures. It's just too big a license to ignore. And then Pregata 611 Pete, he always leaving comments. Thanks, buddy, for support. Love to you. And then we get into Mogi, Future of Diorama Building. And then he talks about, you know, can you build a bat cave that's collapsible for storage? That could hold the tumbler and the Batwing. Now, that's huge. I don't think a lot of guys out there realize how big 1/6 scale is, which is in some cases why I like to compress some of my stuff, because it's just too big and unmanageable. I mean, something like this is possible, but even collapsible, it would still be huge. And then you have to build the monitors and stuff. Now, I do know there's a company out there that has already built the Bat Cave. Lambo sent me a link to it. I don't know who does it, but is an awesome, awesome, awesome piece. Expensive too. And then we get into Half Sif leaving a comment. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for your support. Good friend. Love your Hall of Armor video. And then we get into the question here. Zach Weil 17. When are you going to get a better camera? Show off those beautiful dials. Very good question. Every time I do a video on figures or a dial, I always kind of cringe that it's blurry. I know a lot of you guys have commented to me on that, and rightfully so. Sorry I've had to subject you to that, but you know, the kind of way I'm looking at it now, my figures come first. So when especially we've got Dark Knight Rises and stuff coming up, when I've exhausted, or when I've at least collected a large number of these figures, I'm going to be putting some money aside for an HD camera, so I'm going to try to avoid doing any videos till I get that camera, because there's really no sense, you know. That's probably why I don't really get a lot of views, because my videos aren't the clearest. And, you know, I apologize to you guys for that, but I do appreciate the support that you guys have given me so far. And then we get into T. Danny left a comment. Yes, I've seen the Batman PF. I'm not really interested in it. It's a beautiful piece, but I'm really kind of addicted to the museum pose. And the Poison Ivy is a sexy piece of polystone, for sure. And I think we'll end it at this next question here. Marcus Sennel 1. Do you like sci-fi? Yes, I do. I haven't really done any sci-fi dials. I get asked that question quite a bit, and my favorite sci-fi film is 2001: Space Odyssey. I think it's a real classic. And Odell left a comment. Thanks, buddy. Yes, I did see pictures of Bane, although I'm more excited for DX12 right now. And I do hope they fix those ab plates. That's one particular area that I don't particularly like. And I do hope we all get on Hot Toys Facebook page and complain about that, or anything else, really, you know. I don't always agree with all the nitpicking, but it's not a bad idea, you know, because at the end of the day, we often will get a better figure. And then I'm going to end it with Mike Echo. He always supports my channel. Thanks, buddy. I wouldn't be doing dials without you. And we'll end that at part 1, guys. I'm going to upload this and then do a part 2 and load that up on the back side of this. So just be patient with me.